Water is everywhere. From the vast oceans to the tiny droplets in clouds, water defines life on Earth. But did you know that only a tiny fraction of it is actually drinkable? In today's lecture, we'll explore the composition and distribution of water, how the water cycle moves water across Earth, the major water bodies that sustain life checkmark, how human activities affect the hydrosphere, checkmark water's role in climate change and sustainability. Get ready for an exciting journey through Earth's water world. Let's dive in. Water is an essential component of life on Earth, playing a crucial role in sustaining ecosystems, regulating climate, and supporting human civilization. But have you ever wondered how Earth's water is distributed? Let's break it down. Water covers approximately 71% of Earth's surface, making our planet appear as a blue marble from space. Oceans, rivers, lakes, glaciers, and groundwater form the hydrosphere, ensuring a continuous supply of water through the water cycle. However, despite its abundance, not all water is readily available for human use. 97.5% is salt water, mainly found in the world's vast oceans and seas. This water is not suitable for direct consumption due to its high salinity, which makes desalination necessary for human use. Only 2.5% of Earth's total water supply is fresh water, which is crucial for drinking, agriculture, and industry. However, even within this small fraction of freshwater, accessibility remains a major challenge. 68.7% of freshwater is frozen in glaciers, ice caps, and permafrost, primarily in Antarctica, Greenland, and mountain ranges around the world. 30.1% of freshwater exists as groundwater, stored in underground aquifers that require extraction through wells and pumps. Only 0.3% of fresh water is surface water, which includes rivers, lakes, and reservoirs, the main sources of drinking water and agricultural irrigation. If Earth's total water were represented by a 100-liter container, only about 2.5 liters would be fresh water. Out of that, just a few drops would be accessible for human use. Water exists in different forms: liquid, solid, and gaseous. First, let's talk about liquid water, which is the most familiar form. Oceans, rivers, lakes, and underground reservoirs hold the majority of Earth's water supply. Oceans. They are the largest water reservoirs, covering about 97.5% of all Earth's water. Oceans play a crucial role in climate regulation and the carbon cycle, helping to balance global temperatures. Rivers and lakes. These are smaller freshwater bodies, yet they are vital for human consumption, agriculture, and biodiversity. Groundwater. Stored beneath the Earth's surface in aquifers, it is a major source of drinking water and irrigation. Even though liquid water seems abundant, only a tiny fraction is readily available for human use. Now, let's move to solid water, which we mostly see in the form of glaciers, ice caps, and permafrost. Ice caps and glaciers. These store a whopping 68.7% of Earth's total freshwater, mostly in Antarctica and Greenland. Permafrost. Frozen soil that holds a significant amount of water, crucial in regulating climate by trapping carbon. With global warming, ice caps and glaciers are melting at an alarming rate, threatening freshwater availability and rising sea levels. Finally, let's talk about gaseous water, the invisible but powerful player in our atmosphere. Water vapor. Though a small fraction of the hydrosphere, it is a key driver of weather patterns, cloud formation, and precipitation. It acts as a greenhouse gas, trapping heat and influencing global climate changes. The water cycle is how water travels around the Earth. The water cycle is a process that moves water from one place to another in a never-ending loop. This cycle is essential for life on Earth, helping to provide the water we need and control weather patterns. Here's a breakdown of how it works: evaporation and transpiration. Water from oceans, lakes, rivers, and even plants turns into vapor when the sun heats it up. This vapor rises into the atmosphere. Plants also release water vapor through a process called transpiration, which adds to the moisture in the air. Condensation. As the vapor rises, it cools down and forms tiny droplets that group together, creating clouds. The cooler the air, the more the vapor condenses into these droplets. Precipitation. When the clouds get too full of water, it falls back to Earth. This can happen as rain, snow, sleet, or hail, depending on the temperature and conditions in the atmosphere. Infiltration and runoff. Some of the water that falls on Earth soaks into the soil, replenishing groundwater supplies. The rest flows over the surface in rivers and streams, eventually returning to oceans and lakes. From there, the cycle starts all over again. Water is a precious resource, and human activities are having a significant impact on the water systems that sustain life on Earth. Here's how: humans are using water faster than it can naturally be replenished. Over-extraction for agriculture, industry, and daily use is depleting aquifers. This causes land subsidence, sinking of the ground, and saltwater intrusion, making freshwater sources increasingly scarce. Water bodies are being contaminated by chemicals, plastics, and biological pollutants. Industrial discharge, sewage, and agricultural runoff all contribute to this pollution, harming ecosystems and making water unsafe for consumption and use. Global warming is affecting our water systems in several ways. It alters rainfall patterns, causes glaciers to melt, and leads to rising sea levels, further impacting both freshwater supplies and coastal areas. These issues are growing concerns, and we must act now to protect and preserve our water resources for future generations. If we don't address these problems, our water supply and the health of our ecosystems will continue to suffer. We'll be taking a closer look at the major water bodies on Earth: oceans, lakes, rivers, glaciers, and ice sheets. These water bodies are vital to our planet's climate, ecosystems, and the survival of life on Earth. Oceans: the Atlantic, Pacific, Indian, Southern, and Arctic oceans cover about 71% of the Earth's surface. Oceans are essential in regulating climate by storing heat and transporting moisture. They affect weather patterns globally, ensuring that temperatures remain moderate and predictable. Oceans are also home to diverse marine life, from tiny plankton to the largest creatures on Earth, like blue whales. They provide food, transportation, and resources that are key to economies worldwide. Lakes and rivers. Lake Baikal, located in Russia, is the world's largest freshwater lake by volume, holding about 20% of the world's unfrozen freshwater. Rivers, like the Amazon and Nile, are the longest in the world. Lakes and rivers provide freshwater for drinking, irrigation, and industry. They support ecosystems and wildlife, and rivers act as natural highways, helping transport goods and nutrients across vast regions. Rivers also play an important role in the water cycle by moving water from the land to the oceans. Glaciers and ice sheets. Glaciers and ice sheets, mainly found in polar regions, store about 69% of the world's fresh water. As glaciers and ice sheets melt, they contribute water to rivers and lakes. However, their melting is also contributing to sea level rise, which is one of the main consequences of climate change. This could lead to flooding of coastal areas, affecting millions of people around the world. Water is a valuable resource that we need for many things, like drinking, farming, and making energy. Let's explore how we manage water, use it for energy, and why it's important for nature. In some areas, there isn't enough fresh water. To help with this, We use desalination, which turns salt water into fresh water. We also practice water conservation to save water and use efficient irrigation to water crops without wasting it. We use hydropower to create electricity from moving water, like rivers or waterfalls. This is a clean source of energy, but we need to make sure it doesn't harm the environment or wildlife. Water is essential for ecosystems in places like oceans, lakes, rivers, and wetlands. These places support a wide range of animals, plants, and fish, and they help keep the environment balanced and healthy. Water is a crucial resource, and it's important to protect it so future generations can benefit from it too. Water plays a big role in how our climate changes. It interacts with the atmosphere and affects the Earth's temperature. Let's break down how this works. Water vapor acts as a greenhouse gas, meaning it traps heat in the atmosphere. This helps keep the planet warm, but too much water vapor can lead to higher temperatures. As the Earth warms, more water vapor is created. This leads to even more warming, which causes even more water vapor to form. This is called a feedback loop, and it speeds up climate change. When sea ice melts, it reduces the Earth's ability to reflect sunlight. This is called albedo. Less ice means more sunlight is absorbed by the ocean, which makes the Earth warm even more. All these changes lead to faster warming of the Earth's surface. The more water vapor, less ice, and feedback loops we have, the quicker climate change happens. So water and climate are closely connected. Understanding this interaction helps us see how water influences the speed of climate change. The more we understand, the better we can act to protect our planet. Water supports diverse ecosystems in oceans, lakes, rivers, and wetlands. These areas are home to many species of plants and animals. Coral reefs, freshwater lakes, and riverbanks all depend on water for survival. Water influences soil moisture, which helps plants grow. It also shapes landscapes by causing erosion and deposition, creating valleys, riverbeds, and other features. Plants rely on water through transpiration, which is necessary for their growth and the overall balance of ecosystems. So, without water, life would not be able to survive. Its presence is crucial for maintaining healthy ecosystems and landscapes. Water is truly the lifeblood of the planet. Let's review the key points about water and its importance for our planet. Water exists in three forms: solid, liquid, and gas. Most of Earth's water is stored in the oceans, which cover a large portion of the planet. Water is vital for regulating the climate, supporting ecosystems, and sustaining life on Earth. Without it, life would not be possible. Human activities like water consumption and pollution are affecting the hydrosphere. These actions impact both local environments and the global water cycle. Climate change is altering the water cycle, causing more extreme weather events such as flooding, droughts, and rising sea levels. This adds stress to our water systems and the environment. Water is essential, and understanding its role helps us appreciate the need for conservation and better management. Let's work together to protect this precious resource.